Hey yo, it's your boy Penny Skiness. I'm
No,
here
no, no, no,
with
no,
my
no,
other
no, no,
boys.
no, no, no,
It's
no, no,
Q.
no,
Q
no.
starts it off.
Oh
Come
yeah,
on,
you're
dude.
right.
You
I
know
You're
it's
right.
started
Q.
You're
off.
right. You're
Fuck
right.
you. Kill yourself.
Please,
Give me the thing,
hey,
Pedro.
hey, you can't say that.
I just did.
Q, Mr. Host, will you please introduce us?
Good morning, afternoon, or night. My name is Q to Quit. Welcome back to the Non-Essentials Podcast. I'm here joined by Manager Jojo and Gavin.
It's Morbin time.
It's Morbin time.
Okay, so I
Find
didn't
that
know
funny,
that was an
JoJo?
actual. I didn't know that was an actual line he says.
It's not.
That'd be freaking
No, no, no.
hilarious.
Yo,
I feel
Gavin.
like we all wish it was. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it was.
Gavin.
It is a line. Fuck, don't listen to me.
No,
I'm
we gotta gaslight him. No, it's
dude. It is a lot. It's what he says to the other guy who dances
yeah, so
halfway.
true, bestie.
Pardon? A dance sequence?
Yeah, it's like the Tobey Maguire dance sequence.
Yeah,
Except instead of it being a
actually the
good
whole
guy,
thing.
it's the bad guy.
Okay, but okay, I saw a meme about that the other day, and it was called
Okay.
Schrodinger's Morbius. It's like nobody knows if the line "It's Morbin time" exists or does not exist because nobody has seen the movie.
Exactly. So I mean, if
Yeah.
anything, it's actually
Fair.
canon.
We're
Uh,
making our
but
own canon. Oh God,
should we start off on this or hop off on it or
no, we
transition
gotta
to
we gotta
it?
keep talking about this. Let transitions happen naturally. We're
I
not broken
but
the
like
natural transition because now we've talked about
I
transitions.
will, dude. Actually, something interesting about Morbius, right? This is actually somewhat going into it. I can't say it's like semi spoiler, but I mean, who fucking cares? It's Morbius.
Nobody's gonna watch it.
Everybody's seen it. What are you talking
I
about?
don't think anyone cares about Morbius. So just go
So
for it.
post credit scene, right? Vulture shows up
Yeah,
Mhm.
from Tom Holland's Spider-Man Homecoming. Which is fucking weird if you think about it, because Doctor Strange's spell wouldn't have sent him into that universe, but somehow it did, and Sony did it without permission from Marvel. So in Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, not spoiler, but they go on stuff about blah, 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 multiverse stuff, and if someone from one multiverse is in another or like another universe for too long, an incursion will happen where either both of those universes will be destroyed or only one. So Marvel's, from what people are predicting, is that they're gonna fuck up Sony's verse because they didn't
well,
ask permission to use Vulture.
Well, it's a good thing that there's no Spider-Man in that universe. It's just Morbius. So
But
that's
yeah,
good.
they did not ask permission to
I,
use
I
him,
I
so
love
they're
it.
kind of like
They just
they're
said,
kind of like, hey, Sony, guess what? Fuck you. Uh,
Sony's a cunt though.
so Sony, I don't understand why they've made the worst fucking Spider-Man villains or just Spider-Man movies. Or I take that back. The Tobey Maguire ones were pretty good. But they've made horrible movies, and they've seen the success that Spider-Man has made of Marvel, and they're just so petty that they won't let it go. They just won't let
yeah,
Marvel off of them.
they've not ever
Mhm.
been too successful, anyways, with movies. They sell freaking TVs, dude. Like
Yeah, honestly, they
PlayStations, maybe five
Hey,
of them. They had
hey,
five
look,
PlayStation
listen.
fives for the
Don't
entire continent.
fucking
look, bro.
diss
I'll have
me.
you know the fucking Spider-Man PS4 game was really
Oh
fucking
Okay,
my
good.
god.
but hear me out. Hear me out. Right?
That was the only good thing Marvel ever
Did
did.
they
I mean,
make
not
it?
Marvel.
No. Did Sony make that?
No, Insomniac.
Partially.
No. They stuck their name on it. They had like actual talented people make that.
Well,
Yeah, the
hey,
Insomniac Studios.
at least Midbox didn't get their hands on that game. That would have been shitty.
You mean Gearbox? Is that what you're calling them now?
No, I'm talking about Xbox. Xbox is mid.
Oh no, Gearbox Studios also absolutely
The
awful.
the only good Xbox was the 360, and I will not have my opinion changed.
Okay, but
Exactly.
I remember playing some Obi-Wan video game on the original Xbox at my cousin's house, and
Yo,
that shit
Obi-Wan,
slapped.
is that
Is that
the
a
Disney?
reference?
Is that a reference?
Yes, it is. It is a reference. Move on.
I like looking at the sound bar bounce up and down when Gavin does his chanting. Like,
Oh
can
my god! Oh
everyone
my
just
god!
take a second to appreciate it? Look at this.
Yeah, see, to have that beautiful effect, I had to tell Gavin how to go in there and fix his
This
shit.
fucker did not. This dude waits till last second because I'm playing Elden Ring for
All
mind
of
numbing.
this was last
To mind
second.
numb, and I'm just farming some runes. And he goes, I need you to stream your screen on Discord, and my whole PC
To
fucking
be
killed.
fair,
Like,
all of
and
this was
so
last second.
literally 1 minute before
And-
stream.
No, and by last second they mean this was happening while stream was supposed to be starting.
Yeah,
So that's why we
precisely.
were
While the
delayed.
st- while the
Because
start of the
JoJo
timer
decides
started.
to procrastinate until after everything.
Hey
So.
man,
Okay, but shut the fuck up because you both
I'm doing my best.
procrastinate.
All right.
I'll
That's
have you
all
know,
that
I was
matters.
opening Elden Ring because first off, Elden Ring was going to be a topic we talked about, which we can technically transition. to that
Natural
now.
transition.
Wait, first before
Alright.
we transition, we
Yes,
gotta do our
Talk about
sponsor
today's
shout-outs.
sponsors: Raid, Shadow Legends.
Today's you can't say that. Okay.
I mean, Morbius.
So
the Morbussy.
today's sponsor today's podcast is brought to you by Pizza Roll B Dubs. Thank you for the sub, much appreciated.
Mid.
It's actually brought to you by the people who sub to this channel because that's the only form of
Mid.
monetization
No,
we get.
I feel like this is kind of bullshit because I feel like
Mid.
Q's the one who's has been pushing.
He's been
for
pushing
None
this,
of
but
this would
also
be
I handed
here
it
if
to him
y'all-
and then he left. So I
That
handed
is
him the
a very-
keys.
that-
I handed him the keys to the car, and then
He left it at the
walked
door.
to the gas station.
Natural transition.
So,
what Q's
so-
been
To
doing.
where Q has been. Let's transition to that first before we get to Elden
yeah,
Ring.
what happened? Yeah, what's been going on in your life, Q? How's it been hanging in
Okay.
your mind?
So before I was around, like most recently, you guys talked to me for like one weekend and then I disappeared.
Facts.
Yeah. All right.
Man
So
spit right now.
what?
I
It's
said
been
man spit right now.
absolute facts.
Absolute facts. Nobody has ever once done. I never miss.
Dude is
Never.
about as consistent as fucking C Day.
Kill yourself. See, because I actually get that reference because I used to watch C-Day.
Fortnite content, but keep
Shitty
going with
C-Day.
C-Day is this like really popular Fortnite YouTuber back in like
Wait, Jojo, you
season-
don't know who C Day is?
Yeah, how do you not
I
know
do
who he is? He
not.
was like
Who is? I know who Booga
Back
is.
in the good old days of Fortnite, when that game was actually popular and fun to play, there were this content creator named C Day, and
Okay.
he was the one you went for the funny shit post type Fortnite videos because he was goofy.
See the one.
One
that he's like,
day
I just hit a clip.
No.
All right, continue.
But after chapter 2 hit, he made one episode and just disappeared for a few years.
and then he played Minecraft like twice.
Did he die or did he just like?
No, he just stopped, he just lost all motivation.
Kind of like
It's-
the
it's
lobster,
like-
the red
Who was
lobster
that
guy.
other guy?
He pulled what I do
Raccoon
every
eggs.
time.
He pulled the raccoon
pulled-
eggs.
He pulled what I do every time I say I'm gonna stream, and then I'm like, heh.
He pulled a Q to quit and disappeared.
He just said yeet.
But Q, let's get smooth transition back to your life.
Smooth transition back to me.
Okay, explain. Where did you go? Why did you go? Are we gonna talk about that?
Where'd you come from, Cotton Eye Joe?
Where did I come? Okay, so see, I was born October. No, but
October what, huh?
October. Yes, I was October. I am October.
You're October, baby. I respect you.
October. Well, yeah. But
We're
anyway,
October brothers. All right, move on. Q.
moving on. Shut the fuck up, Gavin. You're too distracting. God damn it.
Sorry. Call me Galactic.
Topical. But so I appeared for like a few days and then disappeared again. But this was after JoJo handed me the keys to the content creation kingdom, and I was like, "Damn, I should really do something with the podcast now that I have like managership of it." But then I forgot all about it because we were in like the middle of the spring musical for my high school.
So he
Yeah.
had like in-person obligations, but he just asked me and I just approved and just handed him the keys to the podcast, the keys to in our analogy, handed him the keys to the car. And
Like,
then he
we've-
walked to the store and got
Like,
stuck there.
we've-
He broke his leg at
we've-
the store and then he's not been able to make it back to him.
We've literally been talking about this for a long ass time of like making a podcast, and it's just now fucking happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Q to Quit comes back and y'all are like, "Hey, it's the guy," and I say, "Hey, you want to do a podcast?" And you're like, "Nah." I say, too bad,
I
we're doing a podcast.
Well, I mean, we
I'm
were,
not
we were
gonna
pretty
lie.
busy with stuff. Gavin had a pretty hard week work-wise.
I've had a lot of work lately, like a lot of fucking work that I'm not used to. They are cutting down on my hours, so I should have more availability now. So if we do end up doing podcasts more, which I hope, I'd be able to partake in them.
I would so be
Mhm.
down for more of these just candid conversations with a little bit of censorship because we can't say. Never mind.
Say it, JoJo. No
I love
balls.
talking about saltines.
Okay, we can't even talk about saltines. Yeah, that's the thing.
Especially Ritz.
I can't even talk about my favorite kind of snacks.
But
Salad says he wants you to stream again. So you.
me.
Well, too bad. Get me a new computer.
The
that's
only
better,
reason Q
and then
isn't
I will.
100%
Oh.
over the podcast, it still requires me to stream, is because I got that goated with the sauce interwebs and he does not. So
Well, my internet is fine. It's more
until
so my PC cannot literally cannot handle that shit.
until his PC can handle
Dude,
running the podcast
you
himself.
think your PC is bad, bro? Have you seen mine try to fucking run any games?
Yeah, oh
especially
my
fucking
gosh,
Elden
we can
Ring?
talk about that. So for the longest
I-
time, I mixed up the specs that Gavin had in his computer. I thought he had
Yeah, this
some,
fucker had me confident my specs
Yeah,
were good at my PC, and
I
then
thought
he
he
actually
had
looked at
some.
them.
I thought he had some decent shit because I swear I looked at him, but it must have been one of the twins or something I looked at instead. But I go in to look because he's having a really hard time running Elden Ring. Like shit's not loading and stuff. Like literally enemies are just invisible for his whole playthrough. And I'm
It
like,
was
why
my
the hell
whole
is this?
first playthrough.
And so I tell him to pop open his specifications, and I start reading that shit. And I'm like, holy shit! I'm gonna get a little technical. He has an AMD FX 6300 processor, which is not only bad, but there was
English.
actually a lawsuit
It's
over
legally bad.
how bad it was because they lied in the marketing about the processor. So it's literally legally a shitty processor in this man's computer, and he's just been putting
And
up
yet,
with it.
I've still managed to beat the game 6 times.
7, I thought.
I'm almost done with 7. I need to go
He
finish off like
100%.
the
So
last.
that's why he's wanted to transition to Elden Ring.
I've
He was
literally
mad
this
addicted.
entire time leading up to the podcast, I'm like, one of our topics needs to be Elden Ring.
Okay,
Because
let's talk about
JoJo,
Elden
we've
Ring.
recently, into Elden Ring. I've recently got JoJo into it. As
Yeah,
you
no,
know,
got me into it. So I was telling him like, bro, this shit looks so
no,
easy.
this fucker says, "Oh, this game looks so easy," and then so I'm like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna gift it to you whenever I get my next paycheck. I gifted it to him, and this fucker pisses me off the way he plays. You know how he plays? He doesn't play the game. He doesn't explore the game. He doesn't have fun. He just goes, "Hey, look, a boss. Oh, look, story." Just straight into the story bosses. He doesn't try to do anything
Yeah, I said,
of the
ooh,
side
piece of
shit.
candy, and I just like kept
And
running
like,
forward towards the
it
next.
genuinely kind of pisses me off.
Hey man,
Because my first playthrough took me about 100 hours to beat, and I went in with no knowledge of the game at all. I've never played a Souls game before. JoJo went in, I feel like, with some knowledge because he's watched me, Horse, and I think maybe Yoda play. So he had Horse and Yoda help him, like talk to him
in
what was
terms of
going on.
mechanics, though, when I first started, I had no idea what I was doing. I didn't even know how to lock on to shit because I skipped the tutorial. I was just like, yeah, let me just run at the. And then I have DMs with Gavin where I took a screenshot like in game of a guy I found riding a horse, like
said,
a
"Is he
big ass
nice?"
guy. I said, yo, is he friendly? And then I tapped back in and he killed me, and I'm like, never mind.
The dude came across the tree sentinel. He's like, "Is this the nice guy?" But
And Gavin
yeah,
responded, yes.
Friend?
I can easily say that Elden Ring, in my opinion, deserves Game of the Year. I really feel like I've pretty biased here, but who would have thought? I've really fucking enjoyed, and I even with me on my 7th playthrough, there's still shit I haven't found yet. This game is so big with so much shit to find and everything. That's even JoJo couldn't get bored with this game.
Okay, but that's the thing. I'm also ADD and I haven't taken my Addies in like a week and a half, so I can't
Well,
focus on this game either. There's too much shit in it.
I've also been trying to get JoJo back into it, but he's like, "Oh yeah, I'll stream again." And which he's been streaming in Discord. He started a new save and he's just going to try to kill a tree sentinel and everything. I don't know if he's doing every boss, but he's trying to kill the tree sentinel at level 1 right off the bat.
I don't think I'll
So
do every
far,
boss, but I think like
I feel like
chronologically.
I think you should like challenge yourself and try to do every boss.
I probably could, like, if I'm allowed to use other weapons, I probably could.
Of course, you can use other weapons. I mean, you'd have
So
to
I
make
pick
sure
up.
you have the right stats
I
for them.
just pick up the swords I'm used to, the ones I dual wield in my current playthrough.
Which one's the ones you dual wield? Do you remember?
I don't remember what they are, but you get them in like that first town. So
If you come across them
You
pretty
dual
early,
wield
you're A.
bracelets?
yeah, so all I need is get those, and it's got a move on it that staggers like a bitch, and that's all I need. I could definitely
Dude,
cheese my way to victory.
if I could stream it for you in Discord, I'd show you how easily I could stagger any enemy, dude.
So
Three hits from
demo, we're
boats.
talking about Elden Ring and how
The game of the year.
it should
The
be
best
game of
game
the
of all
year.
time.
Ara is also saying that Elden Ring is the Fallout New Vegas of the new gen. I've never played New Vegas. I've already said I will never play New
I
Vegas if I
I
don't
think
finish
I
Fallout
have
3 first.
I think I have New Vegas on my PC. I said I was gonna stream it. I never ended up doing it.
Basically,
Let's let's
all
not
of our
compare.
audience will tell you to play New Vegas and that New Vegas is great, and that's because it is like objectively a good
Okay.
game.
But I'll have to try it out eventually. But with I, back to Elden Ring. I know Q's been playing through it, and you've gotten to Elden Beast. You haven't managed to beat him yet.
Yeah, I've been stuck on him for a week.
What has your like? What was your adventure throughout the game? Like, what were your thoughts going through the game, Q?
My first time, well, I have multiple playthroughs of this game. It's just my PS4 up here is the only one that I've gone like any amount of far in.
Yeah.
And by any amount of far, I mean past Margit.
Okay.
So
Wait, is Margit the
Margit's the first one you come across.
yeah, and so I've beaten two of them. I beat the grafted guy
You
as well.
beat you beat Margit and Godric, and you're going to what's her name?
Renala.
Renala, yeah.
Well, like Renala is an optional boss even.
What?
You could. She's optional. You can go fight her, or you can fight Radon.
How do I run
Uh,
past her?
you can fight her, or you can fight Radon. You could just leave Larinia and go to Florida or Gary, Indiana, whichever one you want to call it, and go to what's his name's palace, uh, General Radon's palace, and
You
partake
know,
in the Radon festival.
yeah, I think I'll do that just to piss you off more and like my
Honestly,
enjoying the game.
Radon is the better boss in my opinion. So honestly, it wouldn't piss me off.
Okay, fair enough, fair
Renala's a
enough.
cool guy.
Also, something cool with Radon, Jojo, you may not know, is there are already NPC summons spread across the beginning of the arena. And as those NPCs die, their summons will respawn, so you can just keep respawning them even after they die.
I see. Well, I don't know how to spawn stuff in because I've been doing
You
it
go over to
with
like a
my dick
message thing.
flapping in
And
the wind using my
well,
jelly
that's
bean.
because remember we've told you couldn't use summons.
Yeah.
Since
So
you
I have to
claimed the
beat
game
him
was so
without
easy.
summons. I have to
You
beat
have
him
to. You
without
can use your
summons.
ashes, but you can't use your summons.
I can do it.
Also, while I watch you, I kind of want to help you, so it's like I try to give you hits too, and it's like, God damn it, I need to stop.
Well, it's just because you enjoy it so much that you want to like spread
I
more
want you.
than.
I want you to enjoy it too,
So,
whether you think it's easy or not. I really want anybody who plays this game to enjoy their experience with it because
I
I feel
am
like
enjoying it. It's fun.
I
I like the arts direction of the game in general. It's very like it's like gruesome in a way. Everything is all like so grimy and disgusting, and it's just like it's so I don't know. It's so weird. Like I've
also
never
find it
played a
fun.
Souls game before, and I know that's like the style they go for. But damn,
That's another thing. I've never played a Souls game either. And Waffle has recommended me play Souls 3. I've had someone recommend me play the first one. No one has recommended me to play the second one.
No, nobody
from
likes Dark Souls 2.
from what I've heard, Dark Souls 2 is the least liked in the trilogy. I don't think it's hated. But I'm not too sure on that. I don't know.
honestly, Bloodborne looked cool, but I heard it's console.
It's
Yeah, it's
play
PS4
it's Sony.
exclusive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I started at one point like forever ago when I didn't even know Bloodborne was supposed to be a hard game. Uh, so this was when I was a wee lad. Uh, because it came out on PlayStation Plus. I'm like, fuck it, I'll download it. And I started it, I died to something, and I never turned it back on.
Well, yeah, see, that's how it is when you're a kid. You freaking,
But
you meet a little bit of resistance in your game, and you're like, yeah, this shit's like out of my league.
it's funny because when I first started playing Elden Ring, I'm like, there's no way I 100% this when I was told it was a Elden Ring, or like when I was told it was like a Souls game. 2 months later, pure anger, mental health declined all the way, and blood, sweat, and tears put into this game, and I've 100%ed it, and I feel no source of fucking
Well,
anything.
hey, listen, your mental health hasn't declined as much as from your last relationship, so.
We don't need a transition to that. I think we should just stay on Elden Ring. Elden Ring helped me through that relationship, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, no, Elden Ring didn't even come out till after that relationship. If anything, Elden Ring helped me
No,
forget
you
about
know
the
what
It
helped
didn't,
relationship.
you?
because
You know
you
what helped
stuck with
you?
that
Dying
until New
Light.
Year's.
Dying Light. You
Dying
played
Light.
that shit for so long.
Oh
with
my
Dying Light 2.
fucking god, dude! Dying Light 2. I'll
I
transition
can
to that in
literally
a
save
second.
you.
But what I will say to finish off Elden Ring was I enjoy this game so much more, and I've realized how much of a challenge that I really like going through, even if it pisses me off. Because at the end of a hard challenge, when you're able to overcome it, you feel so accomplished. Whether how little the reward is, I felt proud of myself on some boss fights I was able to do alone on here.
See, here's the thing though, right? I'm going through in the boss fights so far. It's like easy shit. Oh, easy shit compared to like how goofily hard some of the random ass enemies I had to go through to get to the boss fight. So there's literally like this he's a pretty tall armored guy with a big ass shield that uses like wind
Wind.
attacks. Yeah,
Yeah.
that bitch I could not get past
What's his
him
name?
for like I
What
literally like
did you have to
abandoned
get like a? Did you have to run past him to get like a rusty key or something like that, or a rusty old key? Was it in a dark room where the door
no,
closed and you heard
so
laughter?
no, not that guy, not that guy. So I know that one you were talking about. I went back to him later, but he wasn't required, so I moved on. He wasn't hard to
Obviously.
beat. It was later on in the castle, like you know where that crab bitch is, that you fight in the beginning. You have to like actually fight one before you get to the grafted guy. There's like an elevator
The
to get down to him.
Oh yeah, the Scion or whatever.
Yeah, so before you get to that elevator, you have to like take the long route. And
Hold on, I'm gonna
that shit
pause you
was
right there.
annoying.
B Dub, I've already told you in general, none of us have watched Kenobi other than Q. We're not gonna answer questions on Kenobi. Okay, continue.
This isn't your podcast. Shut the fuck up.
So I don't know, dude. It was just like there's a guard out there doing
Was he
wind
walking
shit.
around like a table or whatever?
He was walking around outside, and
Okay.
he had a
So,
buddy with
is he
him.
talking
His
about
buddy
past the
was a one
Oh, I
shot.
know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
Yeah.
his buddy was a one shot, and
Yeah, I
then
had no trouble with him.
the other guy was a little bitch and a half because
Oh my fucking
my whole
god, dude!
plan was
Everyone in chat.
stagger, and I couldn't stagger his bitch ass because I didn't know how. Also, there's an alarm going off that I need to go shut off, so y'all continue the conversation.
Then we'll stick on Elden Ring till you get back. But the hardest boss in this game, I will have to say, is Malekith. Every time I got to him, and I'm about to get to him in this playthrough, I dread it.
Well,
I don't know if Q feels the same. I don't know how his trials went with Malekith, but Malekith is like the single boss in this game that I could not beat alone. I've beaten every boss alone, not in like a single playthrough, but I've at least managed to kill every boss alone by myself. At one point, other than Malekith, I've always had to have either a random help me or I've had to have horse hop in and help me.
well, like the thing I'll say about Malekith is his first stage. Once you get it down,
Easy,
it's easy. And
my opinion, one of the easiest first stages in the game.
you can literally script that fight. But once he gets into second phase, he like goes crazy, and there's not enough time to like process what he's doing. Just
You have
you just
very little openings to get to him.
Yeah, it's like you just give up on trying to recognize what he's doing. You just panic roll away.
Mm. Also, JoJo's not here right now, but Sparks. Okay, never
I'm
mind. Yeah,
back.
he is.
I'm back.
Okay,
But yes, thank you, Sparks. I appreciate the sub.
but
Thank you for sponsoring this
I
podcast.
I
You-
genuinely can't wait till JoJo gets to Malekith whenever he does, because I
Which
want to
boss
see
is he?
how he is one of
like
he's
third to
towards the
last.
very end.
Okay.
Once you beat
Alright.
him, there's 3 bosses left in the game. He's the fourth to
He's
It's one of
after
the.
Foreskin Duo.
Easy shit. We can do this. We can do this,
Oh
guys.
hell no.
See, here's the thing.
Oh, what's up?
I don't know if I want to stream it though, because like I feel like whenever I try to stream something that isn't one of my standard games I play, no one shows up. So I try to stick
That's
to
also
like
something we could like talk about is why you stream the games you do, and if people are getting bored of them, like maybe have them recommend shit. Like
yeah,
if you have
but
them, be
see,
like, I
here's the
have
thing
these
though.
games. What would you prefer?
See, here's the thing though. They've recommended stuff before, and then when I actually go through with the recommendations, no one shows up. So I've just like stopped accepting recommendations and just playing what I'm comfortable with on stream.
Yeah. Also, before transition, B Dub asked a good question for once. Gav, thoughts on Melania? Melania, arguably, some people would say she is the hardest boss in this game. My thoughts on her: she was light work. My first playthrough.
Damn,
I
cocky
I
son of
That's
a
kill,
just
bitch.
because she's
I
super like.
I killed her in 3 tries by myself.
Never mind, not even cocky. My man's is axe. Like he's just goaded.
So her
Wow.
boss fight is she is able. So she's a very quick fucking boss. Like you have no. She does have like downtimes where she will just walk around before she attacks next, which gives you time to do anything. She hits hard, and every time she hits you, she heals up. Like she heals from every time she hits you, and it's not like a low
Life
amount of health.
steal. The
Technically, yes.
worst.
And then after her first phase, easy as hell, in my opinion. Other than her water, it's like water flow dance or waterfall dance or whatever.
Waterfowl.
Yeah, that one is the only hard, quote unquote, hard attack that she has. Her second phase threw me off guard my first, the first time, because she just dive bombs and then boom, Scarlet Rot, instantly dead if you're not careful enough. So after learning it, I kind of just got it down, and it wasn't, in my opinion, it wasn't that hard to beat her. Now I tried her again in New Game Plus 6. Bosses hit so much harder every time you New Game Plus it. So my vigor right now, or my health status, is at
Your what? You
my
can't say that on Twitch,
is
man.
at level 69. Nice, am I right?
Aha,
Nice.
aha.
I was killed in 3 hits from her every
Okay,
time.
hear me out. Hear me out. Just don't get hit.
There were times where I tried, but a lot of the attacks now that I use that are overpowered have a lot of charge up time, and I cannot move while they
Yeah,
charging
yeah.
up. And so while I go for those, she has ample amount of time to come for me. And
See,
so
here's my actual like trying to do the level 0 shit on the tree sentinel is literally just don't get hit. If I get hit, I'm done for. Like it's over.
well, see, Jojo, you know what's
It's
funny is
over, Anakin.
there's a lot of tree sentinels in this game. Or I want to say a lot, but it's reused a few times. And there's one of them that I really like. I just love the design of him. It's the I can't say it, but it's like a draconic tree sentinel. That's what it's called. And I love the way his armor looks, and I love his moveset. It pisses me off because it does heavy damage, but I fucking love it.
So they're like
So
the same
instead of
type of enemy, but they don't have the same move sets. You're saying?
basically yes, what he can do is his horse can shoot fireballs at you.
Oh my gosh,
He's
I
able
feel like
to like
Summer would love that.
he could have fireballs like or not fireballs, lightning bolts strike down on you. And there's one of his things where he charges up his weapon with lightning, and if he slams the ground, like the area around him is just pure lightning AOE type damage. That is only affecting you. And there's a way to cheese most of the fights with the tree sentinels, other than like the begin one. But yeah, I the boss designs in this game are fucking amazing. I don't like the fact that they reuse one so much. It's like I forget what it's called, but it's like a worm looking one. It's like Erdtree something. And it pisses me off every time I have to fight it. But other than that, I love the
The
bosses
Earth.
in this game.
You
You
know,
mean
wait,
the Earth
wait,
Avatar?
so
No, not the avatars.
I feel like the more we talk about this, the more I want to play Elden Ring. But I think I'll try tonight to knock
If you
out
just
that
want to
one
stream it in
boss.
Discord, dude,
Yeah, I'll try to do my level 1. murder
Yeah.
of the one boss, and if it doesn't work after, because like my first tries of the day are always the strongest. I almost like
You
one tried,
did really fucking good the other day, and then
but then it
it was
gets
like
worse as I go on. It's because
I feel
I
like
get
you
less.
start panicking a little bit.
Yeah, definitely.
Panic gets to you.
But if that doesn't work out,
That's
I'll just switch back to the main one. I want to go beat that dragon.
Let's say, Jojo, this is what this whole game is about. It'll let you get cocky with some bosses because you think you're doing so good, and then it knows what you're gonna do. It knows you're gonna fucking panic, and then boom, everything goes away.
Just
All that
snowballs.
progress. There is the boss that pissed me off so much when I first played. It was the uh fire giant. When you come across him, he's the first boss with over 20,000 HP.
20,000. I currently do one of my combos on my level 1 does 132 damage at most.
Yeah. One of my the Rivers of Blood, even with what's it called? Blood procking, I think it only does about like 5k at most per combo. But there so he has kind of like 3 phases. So he technically has a broken leg and he has like whatever you call it to hold it up with bones and hair and shit. You break that, he goes into his second phase of his first phase, if that makes sense.
Jesus
And
Christ.
so he's rolling around, and his moveset slightly changes. So he starts shooting fireballs at you, and he can have the arena go up in flames around him a little bit. You end up doing more damage to him, and then it takes you into the second phase. When you go into the second phase, he rips his foot off that is broken, so he has no more weakness.
Except for his hands are weak, apparently.
His hands and his
Wait,
eye
so
on
you're
his
saying
chest.
his weakness is his leg, so that's like his weak spot you're aiming
His
for, and
his
then he just
foot.
says screw this and he just cuts his
He
leg off.
said, well, his leg bone snaps, and he's in order to take away that weakness, he fucking since he's a fire giant, he fucking pulls off the foot, and it instantly
Starts beating the
cauterizes
shit out of
itself.
you with it.
And no, he kind of absorbs the foot in a way, and it opens up an eye on his chest, and you realize his chest is a whole other face with a mouth and nose and everything, and then he becomes powered up in a way.
Wait. Before you go any further into this, I just want to say that the fire giant has ears under his armpits.
That's pretty
My man,
goofy.
my man's a spitting.
I think that's hilarious and awful at the same time. Anyway,
Also,
continue.
But
Trafford redeemed a posture check, so everyone sit up.
I got you.
Ugh.
But so like his opening moveset is just him spamming the entire ground around him with fire, so it is very hard to even hit him during that move. Like, and it'll kill you very quickly if you do not roll out of it, and then it's basically RNG after that with the moves he uses. But and after that, you have to wait for him to slam his hands on the ground and hope to God he keeps him there for a little bit, because his hands are, you know, it. If you hit his hands, it's more of a weaker spot than anywhere else on his body, other than his eye on his forehead. But you have to get really lucky to even hit that. So fighting him was the hardest experience on my first playthrough, other than Malekith. And then the last boss fight I'll talk about before we can transition into something else. I think we brought up Dying Light 2 or Dying Light that I might transition into. But me and Q call him the foreskin duo, or the
Okay.
Godskin duo,
Explain.
one or the other. So they look like foreskins. One of them's fat, one of them's skinny. But
Literally the worst and most unbalanced boss fight in that
nope,
entire fucking
not
game.
unbalanced. I rarely had trouble with that on my first playthrough. Again, a
I
lot of the boss
hate
fights on
it.
my first playthrough, I didn't have a lot of struggle with as much as I thought I would.
I literally hate that boss fight so
But
much though. You
there
were watching me
is.
the entire time I was
I
trying to
was. It
beat
was
that fight
funny.
in.
But
It
they
was
have it
so bad.
programmed in their AI that whenever you go to drink to heal or regain some mana, they will throw a fireball at you, and wherever you're standing, if you are out in the open, it will hit you because you will
They
not have
literally
it's timed
improved
perfectly
that.
to where you cannot dodge it. You
Damn.
have to be behind a pillar that is intact in order to save yourself from that attack.
B-dubs, you're about to lose favor with Gavin so fast. Jesus Christ.
I mean, he's gonna get me sidetracked into so many fucking
He said
different topics. He's gonna come-
Gav, dead evil.
he's young. It's okay. He at least he knows the 2 words that are in the title.
Yeah, I'm like, I have a clip of B-dubs not knowing which amendment is the one with the guns. That shit pissed me the hell
But
off.
But could you imagine if it was the first one though?
Do you
so
All the
cute.
imagine?
arguments, they'd be like, "It's in order of importance. It's the first one."
But
And I'm like,
cute.
no. But yeah, what's up?
But so if you think that one's unfair, there's another one that has pissed me off. So there's another boss fight you can come across them. It is on is it on the I think it's on the northern side of the on top of the giant. No, it's not. It's the frozen lake where the frost dragon is in the mountaintop of the giants.
Yes.
So if you're staying towards the west, you'll come across a cave, and the boss fight is the Godskin duo, but you fight them one at a time. And it kind of makes it sound like, oh well, shit, that's easier. I've had so much trouble fighting them one-on-one than I do fighting them one-on-two or having my just mimic tears show up, distracting one of them while I get the other one. Because you have to go when you summon it, and it's a smaller arena. First off, and you're trying to do it, and it's the skinny guy first. So it's like, okay, so that's not too hard. The skinny guy, in my opinion, is the easiest out of the duo. I feel like anyone could probably say that. And then after that, my mimic tier or any other summon that I use, I also use the Black Knife Tish, because that one's really fucking OP at times. But by the time the second dude spawns in, they're low as hell on their heals, and I can't get in there in order to do enough damage before the fight ends. And also, the fat guy has a roll attack, which I feel like is undodgeable. I'm pretty sure you can dodge it, but I have never been able to, even on my best attempt.
Yeah, you can
Uh,
roll through them.
yeah, I know that I did that, and he still managed to hit me with the final second of it, and it pissed me off.
So chat
Goofy
really
sword.
wants to talk about Evil Dead.
Are they?
No,
Do they actually want to talk about Evil Dead?
Yes, they do.
this is
I
just becoming
I
the
would.
Gavin show, man.
I'm
Oh
sorry.
God.
I could stop for a second if you guys
No,
want.
like, no, not your fault at all.
If I'm
But
passionate about something, dude, I won't shut up about it.
literally,
If you
I
can
have
stop.
no concept of the Evil Dead. I haven't seen this shit.
Okay,
Oh
so
So
well,
basically
so I've kind of been
Gavin
catching
walked
up
me
JoJo.
into the Dead Meat videos because I like Dead Meat. I'm pretty sure the first Evil Dead kill count I've like seen or I've listened to at least at work once. But he played them all for me, and it's pretty goofy. This is a weird
Hold
ass
up.
series.
I just want to say I like how your boy Taffy roasted the fuck out of me when I was talking about the Godskin duo by saying
sounds
sound
like a skill
skill and
issue.
Gavin. Fuck you. But onto the Evil Dead, I guess, if they want to hear that. So I've dragged JoJo into the whole of some of the lore of Evil Dead. All of this because if you guys didn't know, on the Epic Game Store, the Evil Dead game released. Something that I have been looking forward to ever since the first trailer dropped. I don't remember when. My dad was a big fan of horror, and he's like, you know what, we got to make you a man. You're gonna sit down and watch horror. And I got into horror pretty quickly. And then one day he goes, "Have you ever watched The Evil Dead?" I go, "No." So we drive to the mall, go to FYE. I don't know if you guys know what FYE is. It's like for your entertainment. That's what it is.
Hmm.
They
Right.
got movies, anime shit, and they got a little bit of everything. We go to the movie section. First Evil Dead's there. We drive home. We drive to his house. We watch it. And he goes, "You're gonna laugh from how incredibly bad the practical effects look, but for its time, it was really good." And he was right. For the time we were in, I thought it was fucking hilarious. Even for like a movie, the first movie is supposed to be like seriously horror. So the next week, I go over to his house. We go back to the mall, go back to FYE. We get Evil Dead 2, my personal favorite in the franchise. And this one takes on it realized it's taken more of a comedy approach to it. I've shown JoJo some clips of it. He thought they were funny. There's a point where Bruce Campbell or Ash Williams, the main character, just loses his fucking mind after he chops off his hand because it gets possessed, and he's in the cabin just looking around, and a deer head just looks at him and starts laughing manically or like frantically, and after that it goes into like a whole 5-minute sequence of him and all the objects in the cabin laughing at each other, and he has a dance off with a fucking like a little, what's it called, a desk lamp, which I think is fucking hilarious. It's one of the best scenes in the movie. But and then but yeah, 2 is the best, and then Army of Darkness is the third and quote unquote final installment of the Bruce Campbell's Evil Dead movies, basically, because they have another one that's like a remake or a sequel, however you want to look at it. But Bruce Campbell isn't in it, or Ash. But Army of Darkness gets rid of all the horror aspect and it puts in all comedy and adventure, because he gets sent back in time to medieval times to fight off the demons and evil. And it's just, I love that series so fucking much. Evil literally popularized the fucking zombies and shit. See, and that's the thing. People call them zombies, and I mean, I honestly, they're not wrong in a way. But I mean, I feel like there's a difference between possessed people or like possessed slash they're called deadites and zombies, because deadites can fucking throw you.
Okay, but like when you think possessed, usually you think of like there's something puppeting you and it's
Like puppeting your
reversible.
body. Yeah.
But the deadites, it's not reversible,
Actually,
right?
JoJo, if you recall,
I remember something about
Ash's
the last
character
one. Oh yeah, yeah,
Ash's
yeah, yeah,
character
yeah.
gets
He's slightly
possessed,
turned into one, and then he comes back.
and then daytime comes back. Daytime hits, and then he turns back, and then he turns back into a deadite, and then he looks at a necklace that he gave to his girlfriend. He's like, "I'm human again." So they kind of just said,
Okay, they said rules
they
for
said, "Yo,
thee, but not for
Ash's
me.
character." They said, "Look, we can't kill Ash. We got to keep him." So, but in the newer installment, or like the remake or whatever you
The
want to look at it,
reboot slash
uh, the main character,
remaster.
I forget her name because she's no Ash Williams, nor will she ever be.
The
But she
Ashlyn. Let's call her Ashlyn.
Ashley,
Ashley, yeah.
uh, but she she's the first to get possessed, and like halfway through the movie, her brother ends up burying her, or like towards the end, her brother ends up burying her alive. But before he gets something set up to where he can bring her back to life afterwards. Fuck, I used the wrong move. Uh,
He's playing
s-
Elden Ring.
I'm mind numbing content. But so he does that, brings her back to life. She's no longer possessed. The evil has left her body. He gets stabbed in the neck, and then she faces off against what's called the abomination, because the demon or entity had claimed 5 souls, and that's what was the requirement for it to be brought, the abomination to be brought to life. But the what I really wanted to talk about before I actually started talking about the movies, which is a little too late, or give a like brief description, is the game. Uh, I want to get JoJo and possibly Q, if he ever gets some money or a better PC. I want to get a group of people to play the Evil Dead game. If also, I'm sorry for stealing the spotlight so much. Uh, but
So okay,
I
wait. So describe the gameplay. So from what I've heard, it's kind of like
so
Left 4 Dead mixed with
it's like
the
Dead by
fight.
Daylight. It's what people are saying. It's what Dead by Daylight should have been, in a way.
Okay, but
But
what
I
does that
understand why
mean?
it's
Like,
not.
so is there like one main bad
So
guy?
there is I want to say it's like one main bad guy. There's one entity that, an entity that is floating around or whatever, and you get to pick of 3 classes of demons as of right now, until they
Mhm.
add DLC in the future. That you can choose from. So you have I forget her name because I suck with names. The fat bitch,
Okay, okay.
Henrietta or whatever. You can choose her and like 2 buff demonites as like the elites, and then all the other basic deadites. You can use the mind shocky ones from the Ash versus Evil Dead show, which is really good, by the way. And then you can have the evil Ash and his elites from the Army of Darkness. And so basically, as the spirit, what you do, I'll talk about the spirit's gameplay, then I'll go into survivors. Uh, Spirit, you float around as like, so you know how the camera angle looks when it's chasing the survivors through the woods.
Yeah, like the evil one.
Yeah, just the spirit, just
Like
floating
that
or like
beautiful, like the beautiful shit we got, like at the end of it where it picks them up and spins them around.
basically, yeah.
Okay, okay.
That's what you play as, and that's how your camera view looks as you go around picking up like certain shards or orbs to level up. So then you can actually summon shit,
I
possess
see.
shit, and summon the elite and possess the elites, or possess the survivors, depending on how much fear they have. But you
And
can like
do
possess.
so that is a player that gets to do that. So you get to like physically take over the
You
controls
take
of.
over their. You completely take over their characters. So if a character, or if a player, a survivor gets possessed, they have no more control of their character until enough damage is done to their character in order for them to get their body back.
So like getting slapped or some shit.
But get slapped, shot, however the your teammates want to deal with you.
Bullet to the head and
Uh,
hope you don't die.
as far as I know, because I haven't paid attention, I don't think it actually drains your health when that happens, which I feel like it should. It'd be smart.
So like you get possessed more, you're gonna die faster.
Well, if you, I think if you get possessed, your fear meter goes up faster. I think there's another thing that goes with it too, but I feel like if your teammates are doing damage to you, your health bar should at least go down a little bit. I don't know if it actually does. I've never paid attention to it, but if it doesn't, they should add that because I feel like it would make sense. But
So you're telling me like you could buy me the game and then I'd have to play it with you. I wouldn't be opposed to that like down the road, but
it would have to. It's gonna be. I mean, I'm not buying any games till after the
yeah,
trip
okay.
comes.
So that's another thing. We've been planning a trip. The boys are gonna come and visit us in Utah and come
Yes,
hang out and
sir.
shit. That's gonna be fun. Also, Summer would like to be added to the podcast. She just got a thing she wants to talk about.
Uh, God damn it, man. I bet
Where'd Q
once
go?
she's
Q,
done
are
with
you
that, I'll
alive?
try.
Yeah, I'm here.
You gonna
I've kind
talk
of
more?
been. I've been sucking over everything.
Ask
I'm
questions, Q.
I don't have questions because I'm just lost.
I
Okay,
need.
because you gotta ask
I've
questions. Then.
well, see, I've
Stay in
also
my
kind of been.
wheelhouse. No, I'm kidding.
I've kind of just been stealing the spotlight, so I'm gonna let you guys talk for a little bit, and then whenever it
All right,
comes back, I could
but
talk about the survivor side of Evil Dead because I
Sums
don't
is
really
gonna
know it.
hop in and she's gonna talk about her thing next, which is a
Actually,
fantastic thing.
hold on. Before she does hop in, can I? I'm gonna just finish the survivor, so then we don't.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
I don't forget about it. But basically, survivors is like Evil Dead type, or not Evil Dead. It's Dead by Daylight type. I'm talking quickly so we can get this done over with. You have four survivors, obviously. Four different. They all have their different classes. There's a leader, fighter, support, and I forget the last one. But they all have their own like signature abilities that like heal. You can get the person I've been using remaining is the Evil Dead 2 Ash, and he's able to basically, if you are looking at someone while they are possessed and you use your attack, it instantly unpossesses them. Uh, it does other stuff too, but all the different classes and there's different characters from the
My
movies and
last
everything. But
question for it would just be like, how well does this game run on you? Because
it
we've
on my
established you have
PC
a
it
shitty
runs
computer.
really good. Like when I'm streaming, like
Uh-huh.
you like on Discord or
Yeah,
on
yeah, yeah.
OBS, it doesn't lag up as much as other games normally would.
So like
It lags up
that's
at
just something
times,
I
but it
noticed
like
from newer titles in general is that no one makes games to run anymore. They always try to make shit like real fancy looking and stuff, and then it can't run on most computers. So you're saying that even on your shitty PC it can run?
yes, and I think I have it on medium graphics if I'm not wrong.
That's not bad.
The
Not bad.
graphics on it, I don't think the game was really focused on the graphics. They were more focused on the fun multiplayer type.
Hmm.
Uh, Speaking of which, certain survivors can only. There are certain weapons that only certain survivors can pick up.
I see.
Like, you know how Ash has the chainsaw hand?
Yeah, yeah.
Only Evil Dead 2 Ash and Army of Darkness Ash can use chainsaws because it attaches to their arm. But
I mean, it sounds like a
other
goofy experience. I wouldn't mind playing it down the road, but I have a long list of shit I gotta play before that.
but yeah, it's a really good game, and I'd recommend anybody who wants to try it out. It's I think $40. It's not for a new game. It's not as expensive as most newer titles are. So
Streamlabs and OBS just don't like AMD biased each. Yeah, no, those don't work. Fun fact: AMD graphics cards don't have support in OBS, which is the dumbest shit. Because I like AMD, I invest in AMD in the stock market, and then bitches can't even get the open source broadcasting software that is OBS to be supported. Like, bruh, that's the only reason I have an NVIDIA card.
also, you should be able to bring in sums now.
All right.
Yeah.
Sums is the hop in.
I didn't talk too much, did I, man?
You talked perfectly. Good job. All right,
Fucking go.
here's Tum Tums.
Hey, it's the woman.
Hi,
Hi.
sometimes.
How's it going?
It's
Just
going
podcasting.
fantastic. We're podcasting.
Very
Also,
good.
y'all don't know this, but like, try to text Summer to tell her we were starting the podcast, so don't.
My
walk in
phone was
here
about
and
to
then
die.
shit.
It was on the charger.
So she puts her phone on the charger. Doesn't have her phone. I tell her I'm starting the podcast. Okay, and she didn't respond. And then
she came down and started talking to you, didn't she? Because I heard
then,
her voice.
well, no. Then right when we started, she tosses a dog in the room, and then leaves. I was
Listen,
like,
the other
bruh.
one was running down the street. Like, we literally had to chase her all the way to the busy street.
Okay, but like,
And the upstairs door was open, and we were all busy running after the dog.
Simply just don't let your dogs escape.
yeah, no,
let
they.
the dogs out.
She tosses
The little
Stella
one is
in here,
Slinky.
and she starts
Juniper
barking.
is Slinky. She gets out of there.
Juniper's gonna be my buddy when I go to visit.
She escaped this morning, bro. She like literally just walked out the door.
She's an escape artist.
It's
Yeah.
like it makes me think of the one Max Force's Metal Gear Rising Revengeance video. It's like the robot dog comes in. He's like, but my handler's a white woman. He's like, I will never eat peanut butter again. And that's just that's what's going through Juniper's mind right now. It's like to escape every time.
I can't wait for you to come and meet Junie. But Summer, talk about what you're doing. Why are you
Okay.
here? What is your
Jojo,
news?
I'm gonna send you something real quick. Can you
Okay.
put a picture on the screen for me?
Perhaps.
Awesome.
Oh God.
Just-
Okay,
are you guys
this
gonna
isn't
talk
the
about her
actual
mom's
picture of yours,
website?
right?
No, that's
no.
just a picture I found off Google of the same exact make, model, and color.
I can't drag shit on here anymore. Oh, that's lame. No, let me drag photo.
Boo.
Cringe.
So,
So
I guess I should open this.
explain. Just talk. Just
So,
start talking.
over the last couple of weeks, I've been considering purchasing a larger item.
I think I know what this
A
is.
Moby Huge.
No.
She already has one of those, if you know what I mean.
Hey, Jojo.
Yes.
Wink, wink.
Um,
It's a scooter, isn't it?
yes, it is a motor scooter. I pulled the trigger and I got one this afternoon.
Yo, you got a Vespa?
No, it's not a Vespa. It's called a Scoot Star Rogue Star.
That's the most
That's
gay
a
shit
god.
I've
That's a
ever
god. I don't
heard.
know what you're talking about. That's a god tier
No,
name.
literally, she starts
I need to
looking
go-
up these scooters, and I immediately get a lesbian
Is it-
motorcycle ad on
is-
Twitch, and I'm like,
Speaking of
Jesus Christ.
lesbian, you guys should go to TikTok's Twitch or or JoJo's TikTok channel and listen to his
God, you are so.
Go
horrible
listen
with
to
words.
my lesbian story.
You want to
Yeah,
tell it?
that's
right
a pretty
here,
good
right
story.
now?
I tried so hard to smoothly transition into that, and I stuttered so bad. I apologize.
You are
You
having
tried a
an
little too
aneurysm.
hard. You're better when you're like letting it just flow out.
Yeah, yeah. Just don't try. Stop trying. Cease.
Put me back on a subject that that I'm really interested
Passionate
in. Not saying I'm
about.
not interested. Yeah.
Demon Slayer.
I'm not even glad when Summer joined. I really wanted to talk about Demon Slayer. I'm not even gonna lie.
See, now we can now that she's caught up.
Because our
Yeah.
so if
I'm
you
not.
guys
I'm not, guys. I'm not caught up.
Oh God.
I know I'm not gonna go into detail.
Okay then.
So our
I hate to
We're
admit it to you,
rats.
Q, but I've already spoiled something for you.
you guys can't see it yet, but
Rats.
our Discord banners or mine, JoJo's, and Summer's all have to do with Demon Slayer season 2.
Yeah.
So when I saw Summer join, I'm like, oh, Demon Slayer. Even though
Yeah.
I'm fucking Tanjiro, but all I
Yeah, and
gotta
I'm
say,
I'm some
no,
buff
like
mouse.
with no you're a muscle mouse. With no
Muscle
spoilers
mouse.
because Q has not seen it, and just in case no one else has seen it, season 2, in my opinion, is better than season 1 in some aspects. I
Yeah,
feel like I feel like the animation, especially for the last few episodes, improved a lot.
yes. I agree. It's a lot more action packed if you're really into
It
that, I
is
feel.
great. Right when episode 3 hits is like nonstop action. After that,
No, I swear it's right at
they
episode 1.
well then
Like
again they kind of they had to summarize this arc up in the span of like 11 episodes, so they didn't have a whole lot of time to do it.
okay, but still it was so action packed that Jojo and I stayed up all night with you
Yeah,
to
we
watch
literally binged it.
binge it all.
I mean, once you start one episode, you can't stop. But
Speaking of
go ahead.
Sorry. Speaking of binging, has anyone watched the new Stranger Things?
Nope, cringe,
That
absolute
out?
unbased.
Yes,
Gross.
it came out last night and they put like lights on the Empire State Building for it and it looked like the Empire State Building was on fire.
You know what's better than that I have not seen yet? Kenobi. I was more hyped.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure a lot more people were hyped about Kenobi than Stranger Things.
Jojo, make a review
Yeah, no
channel.
one knew
I
that
will
season
not be
4 was
making a
coming out
review
this year.
channel. There's certain
That's what the
content I
news
will
website is
make
for.
different. No, okay, no. There's different channels I have. One of them's a clips channel. I put like shit posts on there, and then like TikToks. Some occasionally I'll
But,
throw a TikTok on there. But I will review stuff. If you want me to review TV shows, if you want me to review movies, that'll be on the main channel. Bob's Burger Movie.
yes,
I will
best
help
movie
you
ever.
review
But
that.
Didn't that come
so
out today?
I have
Yeah,
no.
it did
Wait, there's a
actually. It did
Bob's
come out
Burger
today.
movie. I thought that
Yeah,
was
it
a
just
joke.
came out today.
Oh,
It's
yo, let's
like
watch
the
this.
No,
Simpsons
it's
movie.
serious.
But so I'm a with the topic of Stranger Things, since you brought that up, Summer. From what I heard, as much as I don't like that show, because I mean, okay, I'm gonna retract that. I have not watched the show. I can't tell if I can't say whether I hate it or not. The entirety of this season is the episodes are either, I think, like each one is on average 75 minutes, and then it goes up to episode 6 until July something, and episode 6 will be around 2 hours long,
Wait, are we
and then
talking about Stranger
episode
Things?
yeah, it'll either wait no, it'll be episode 7 that is like 2 hours long, and then the episode 8 will be, I think, 75 minutes long, and then
That is
Stranger
so much
the season
content.
the season 4 finale, or season 9, will be about 2.5 hours long. So each episode is basically like a fucking movie's length.
Damn. Okay, so like I think you would like Stranger Things watching it. It is like it's a fun watch. I didn't enjoy a lot of people like loved season 3. I liked it.
Yeah, season 3
I
was
didn't
great.
love it as much as I loved like the
All I
first
know
season.
is
I don't think you can replace like first seeing the show how freaking wild it is. It's just the second season. I liked it. It was so good.
Third
Freaking
season?
justice to Bob. That's all I gotta say.
all I
Third season.
saw was Hopper, quote unquote, died. Big quotes on that one.
Big quotes.
Big quotes.
But
Now, if you watch those credit scenes, I don't know if he's dead.
well, it's just the
Or
whole
any
show is pretty well made.
I'd have to find time to sit down and actually watch it.
Like I enjoy
This is
it.
why
Here's the other thing though. It's not like so far at least it's not been too like woke, I guess you could say. There's not been like any shit shoved down your face. The only thing I was really upset about was like a certain relationship in the show that didn't happen. It just hurt because I want this character to be happy, but he never will be.
is it
And
the kid with
Steve.
is it the kid with Steve? Okay, never mind.
it's the kid with the
Steve.
wonderful hair. He'll never be happy. That's okay.
It's so
No.
sad.
Yeah,
I
but
like Steve, even though he's an asshole, and everybody just kind of ignores it because
No,
he's
Steve-
no.
Steve
He
turned
had
out to be great in the third
he
season.
had
Like, he
character
was
growth
fantastic.
between the second and the third season,
Mm-hmm.
and what do you call it? And then there's another guy Billy. He was like one of the main
Really.
And he dead.
puppets.
Yep. got it.
Yeah. So his character arc consisted of him being a very, very like subtly racist individual who was a little shitbag, to
And
him becoming a villain puppet, to him then sacrificing
Redeeming.
himself at the last minute as a redemption. So his redemption
Bro.
arc is literally just like I die,
Killed
and then
himself for
Bro,
the love.
imagine after that redemption arc, they like have him come back in like a whole ass possessed body and shit.
See, that's what I'm thinking is gonna happen in season 4. Is that
No.
It's
Oh,
like
Billy's
he
our
did
new
all he
villain.
did all this trouble
was
to
my
redeem
theory.
himself. He did
All-
all that trouble to redeem himself just to come back possessed and shit. Like in a
this
whole
is
ass
what we
story.
call an
Okay.
unbased theory, because there was this big ass fire. So
But that's
everything
just
is
a
dead.
theory, a
Everything's-
game theory.
Okay.
Everything's ash.
My big theory is that
Big Bang Theory.
so Barb died in the first season, Bob died in the second, and Billy died in the third season, right?
BBB.
BBB. They all come back in the fourth season.
Cringe
And you
theory.
watched it now.
They're
and that's
they're
the
all
best
they're all
part.
just whipping and nay-naying in the background. They're not even
Oh,
big parts.
Okay, no, that's something we gotta talk about. Is
Well, whipping and nay-naying.
so basically it's like a hive mind is how it's described, right? Summer in the
Oh.
third season.
Yeah.
So the entity starts possessing people and like assimilating them to the hive mind. Basically, the goal is to build itself a body out of their carbon
My
life
theory is that
essence.
Morbius won't get a crossover with Stranger Things, dude. It's
That's a
Morbin
great
time.
theory.
You're funny. Okay, but listen here, right? So I just remember seeing this because I like to look for little, like I like to look for effects and stuff they do and like composition type shit in movies and break it apart. Like I'm watching
Yo,
Stranger Things.
no.
I'm like, these effects look so wonderful, and they're like gory, awful effects too. So example is what do you call it? The hive minded people are like all being led into this one spot where they just collapse on the ground into goo. So just think like the effect from the Infinity Snap, except like 10 times better, because instead of like turning into dust, they're just turning into goo. And it's just so good. It looks so good. It's so disgusting, but it's such a good effect. It's a well-made show. I think you would like it, Gavin. We should watch it.
Yeah,
Again,
was watching it the
I
other
would
day.
have to find time to actually sit down and watch it, because that's one of the I don't shows that I actually have to sit down and watch episode by episode and actually have to pay attention throughout most episodes is something that I don't like doing. That's why I watch a lot of anime.
See, here's your problem. You got to get yourself a second monitor. Like, go to the thrift store, go grab yourself a
Or
shitty second
Or
monitor,
hear
and
me
go
out.
throw a TV on it.
I need to do this thing called finding a girl that actually likes me, and then maybe that'll give me motivation to watch it, because
Women are
that'll
not
make
the
me watch it.
solution, Gavin.
Okay, but the goal isn't to watch the
Debatable.
shows with the girls. That's just called background noise.
Women are
Okay,
background
'cause
noise.
Chen
Let's face
Kerchow.
it.
Actually, no, that's I'm not even gonna lie with you there, because that's the only reason why I watch Squid Game.
Squid Game was
Sorry.
good though.
It
was-
That was
it-
pretty
it
funny.
was-
That
It was
pretty
our
funny.
background noise, if you pick
Oh
up.
my
on it.
god!
I
Shut the
did
fuck up.
not
I don't want to hear
watch
about your
Squid
sex
Game.
life. God damn it.
Joke's on you.
Squid
I've
Game's
never
in
had
a-
sex.
Okay,
Squid
we're-
Games and
we're-
Moon Knight is it's good background
We
noise. so.
we always thought we were gonna have sex, but it always just ended with me getting head and going home.
Got
Oh,
that
Jesus
slap it.
Christ.
All right.
We are on a podcast, Gavin. How dare you?
And it's not too bad. Look, I got my rewards and I left.
I'm completely fine with a little bit
Hey,
dirty
hey,
talk on
listen.
stream. I don't care.
Listen,
This is my
Jojo-
podcast, bitch.
Can I float
Hey,
this?
hey, no. It is not your podcast. It is our podcast. Shut the
Okay,
fuck up.
okay, communist.
I
Check
just want to
yourself.
say Q hasn't been present throughout much of this podcast. I feel like I should get his
You've-
part now.
No, okay,
Nope.
Gavin. I can't trust you to manage
Aw,
this
damn, that's
shit.
crazy.
But
Alright,
Summer, so
later.
Summer, you missed the analogy. Oh,
Wow.
so you missed the analogy. The analogy was that like Q was bugging me about like the podcast, and so I was like, maybe he can become a manager on the podcast. So the analogy is I basically handed him the keys to the car, and then he walked his ass to the grocery store and just didn't ever show back up. My man said, I'm going to go get some milk. Took the keys with him, and he never came back. So the podcast was on hiatus. Also, there's a bunch of other depresso espresso reasons I didn't want to do more podcasts. But
I
we're
feel like
past
just
all
all of
that
us
now.
have had a lot of us have had a little bit of a mental struggle lately, but we're all we're all
Well,
getting
and
out of
we're
it a little bit of it at our own
it's
pace.
it's warming up. The
Well,
espresso stuff
I don't think
should
the
be
weather.
warming up also. And so
listen, Gavin, the difference between them and us is our depression has been women because women suck.
See,
um
I'm not gonna say whether I have depression or not because I don't have.
Virgin Gavin
No.
has to be the funniest shit
and
I've ever heard. Also, depression isn't
But-
a disorder you're born with. Okay, that's called chronic depression. You can be depressed.
Exactly.
So
Yo,
And-
mama's depressed,
Also, you can just
No.
be sad.
but
That is something you can do.
every day of
Can
my
I-
life, my boy. But
can I
Summer, what
float
were you
an
gonna say?
idea here?
float it.
If you
Talk
want, I guess.
talk more
So-
aggressively, Summer. Tell me what you're gonna
So
survive here.
Gavin, you said that you
Not
you
happy.
took your rewards and ran. Is that possibly why she went crazy on you, because she never got a reward?
Absolutely not. She got
Okay.
a reward before I did.
Oh, okay, all right then. Yeah,
I-
totally.
I
She's just a crazy ass woman.
I have these
Sorry,
things.
girl.
Called, I've got these things called gamer fingers, and usually I think whatever I did.
He's great at tap strafing, is the fun fact.
He is not. In fact, I've watched him try to straight.
You're pretty good at the
Tap.
pizza game.
He's played Valorant with me. He's played.
His
CS:GO
high
with me.
score. His high score on Pizza Eater is only like 10,000. My man.
I
is
haven't
not-
even started up Pizza Eater because you've never helped me. And after you decided you were, I already closed it and gave up on it. So
Yeah, fair enough. It was just a throwaway joke. But there's some goofy shit, dude. Love talking
Your
about
mom's
your
throwaway joke.
non-existent
No,
sex life.
listen, Jojo, you're the throwaway joke of your mother, so don't even.
hey, no, don't
I
say
thought
that.
are you
I'm
not
sorry.
talking about yourself there, Q?
Well, I mean,
Oh,
see, it's funny that you mentioned that because I was actually mistaken.
aren't we all?
Alrighty then.
See, here's the thing, though.
Unpacking trauma.
The majority of people born probably weren't born on purpose because that's how society works nowadays.
That's life.
You're either
Yeah.
mistake or unplanned. Planned
But,
pregnancy is not shit anyone cares about anymore. Well,
Yeah.
Poor Gav can only pull crazy, or I mean, you're not wrong.
Yo, I'm pulling so many bitches right now. It's not even funny.
Where are they?
okay, how many of them stay bitches and don't turn into dudes?
He been in the hills, fucking.
He's a little
dudes.
quiet.
I think realistically only 2 of them stay women.
That is 2 more than I've ever had. Wait,
Wait a
sorry. You
second.
said
Sorry.
stayed. You said stayed.
Sorry.
I thought you were gonna say two transitioned. I was about to say that's 2 more than
No, realistically, I think 3 of them will transition.
Jesus Christ.
Or like, and
The
I'm just
odds.
like, dog, I ain't a homosexual. I'm good.
The non-existent odds.
So what is that? It's
Listen, it's
every
not
3
my
out
fault.
of 5, or like 3 out
It's
of
not.
10?
Oh my god. It's not my fault that every time I meet a girl in high school, they're just like, haha, actually, I'm non-binary.
Dude, so my
Have you
advice to you, Q, don't date anyone in your in your specific high school.
Yeah.
And
Well,
if you
this
are
is-
dating
this is
anyone
bad
in high
advice.
school, unless you're JoJo, don't expect it to go too long.
Okay, this is
because
bad advice. This is bad advice.
Most
So-
high school relationships don't last.
Okay,
either
no,
way you look
it's
at it.
that's not
Well-
that's not exactly true. It's how you're looking into going into a relationship. Are you
Yeah.
looking for it to last, or are you looking to?
Well,
just
I
have-
wasn't looking for my dick to get chopped off, so no, I wasn't looking for my last one to last.
Balls.
Okay, but what I'm saying is that I was kind of just at first, just I was okay. That
You were high.
If you haven't heard the story of how I met Summer, basically I was high off my tits on some Adderall.
Adderall.
I just got my prescription.
No, he was
It's not a drug.
smoking the
It's
weed.
not a drug problem. It's a drug solution.
It's a drug solution for sure. My man's, you don't even understand. I was pimp chimping, okay, when I first got the Adderall, and I was like in math, and I look over and I see this girl with like really
He said, "Hey, yo,
nice
Ma, let me
hair.
get your number."
She has some really nice hair. It was like colored hair.
Yeah,
And so
it
I'm
was
like,
like
you know what?
colored
I'm
hair.
gonna go up to her. I'm gonna go say, I like your hair. And at this point, remember, this
That's
is
so weird.
this is remember,
That
this is
sounds
remember,
so
this is
uncomfortable.
2017, okay?
Wait,
So
what
Yeah.
grade were you
50-50,
guys in
she's a
2017?
lesbian. It was 10th grade. So this is
Nah,
2017.
Yeah,
It's a
10th grade.
50-50 at this
Sophomore.
point. She's a lesbian. Nowadays, it's like a 60
I wouldn't even say
20%.
60-40. I say it's like
He is
70,
not the
70-10.
first guy to think I'm
Jojo,
lesbian.
I'm
I was a
gonna keep
And
it
then
lesbian.
like the other
back with
20 is like
you.
anything
Okay,
else.
but here's the thing, right? So I go up to her and I
No.
tell her I like her hair, right? And then, she says thank you, and I didn't know how much of an impact that had on her because apparently women remember shit like that. So, and then
I
a
thought men
little
were the ones that
later,
remember shit a lot more
well, men do, but like
because we're a lot less likely
a
to get
lot less
compliments.
likely, yeah. But then I talked to her again. And I said some goofy shit to her and some
Goofy
no
production.
no no some like some really soft ass,
You mean in French class?
yeah, in French.
You don't remember what you said at all?
I remember what I said. I'm a little embarrassed.
Say it. No more.
Summer, what'd he say?
Did he just walk up to you and say, "Hey, what's up, cutie," or something like that?
No, he said, hey, when's the last time someone told you you were beautiful?
Oh my god.
Jojo
Jojo was a
Jojo
white
smooth.
knight.
Jojo smooth with it.
Oh,
Jojo
he
was a
was.
white knight. Oh
I was
He
not, in
my.
is.
fact, a white knight.
And
That is a completely different thing.
Summer, can you tell us
At
your
that
mental
point,
progress or process during this?
well, at that point, I had only seen him in like my math class sitting near me. Um, and then he drew like a boot on the whiteboard in French class, and that really stuck with me for some reason.
Oh yeah,
Um,
because it was like a learning device I learned back in Texas. Was like draw a boot to know which words in the list you had to like to use certain cases on.
and he drew it like a special cowboy boot, like Texas cowboy boot.
Yeehaw,
For some
chuckle
reason, that
fuck.
really stuck with me. And then he said that, and I was like, "What?
Cowboy
Okay.
cowboy kid
What?
likes
A
me.
guy is talking to me?"
Yo,
I
man.
did
And
not
then
talk well to
and
guys
then
at
to
all.
seal the
I turned
deal,
into a complete tomato
and
when I
then
talked to guys.
to seal the deal in math class, I showed her a Hitler meme video.
Yeah, that really sealed the deal.
That's what really made Summer
Yeah,
fall. He's like, I
that
love
yeah,
Hitler.
yeah.
And then he revealed his most controversial opinion, which was JFK's
Hitler
head just
mustache.
Well,
jumped
I
out.
mean,
And
Hitler, my
Summer just
most
actually
controversial opinion: Hitler stash go hard.
that's not even a controversial opinion. That's just facts, bro. Oh my
Wait,
god.
Q. So the fact that you're bringing up JFK, I gotta show you something. I don't know if you've seen it before.
Yes, I just did that. I swear.
So you know how in the General Radon fight, you're rolling
Oh
up
my
on him and
god.
he's shooting you with arrows.
Oh my god, he JFK's your ass.
I gotta find the screenshot, but you guys keep going on.
All right. So yeah, basically that's how I met Summer, and then I had to like, I was slowly just taking my time. I'm not sure if she was a lesbo or not because she had short, colorful hair. So after
yeah,
okay,
not the first time.
they're laughing their heads off at some stupid Elden Ring meme. But
Jojo, question:
you already
Did
sent
you
me the
find out
meme.
how you put? Did you find out how to put pictures on the screen?
No, it's not gonna work. OBS
Oh
no
my
longer supports it.
god.
But
Damn,
okay,
I was like, you should.
shh. Okay,
Unbelievable.
listen. So I have to figure out if she's a lesbian or not, and then I realized she's definitely not lesbian. But then I have to figure out, is her best friend, who's a dude, is this her boyfriend? And then I quickly realized, before even he realized, this man was gay. So I was like, okay, this guy's definitely gay. I'm gonna
Wait, why
start moving in.
That's more story.
Yeah, okay,
Why did
that's even more of a story.
I've got a question. Why did B-Dub get timed out? What do you do?
He probably
Yeah, what did
posted a
you
link
do?
or accidentally put a. Oh,
As
yeah,
he should.
so if you don't separate your words from the period you put at the end of your sentence, it'll think it's a .com type situation, like a dot. Yeah. But okay, yeah. So basically, I realized this guy's probably gay, and it turns out he was gay, but he didn't come out for like another year. And Summer was super
He just didn't know
surprised.
it yet.
Yeah,
Summer was
he
super
didn't come out
surprised.
for over a year, but when he comes out to me, he does it in like rainbow writing, and he goes, "I'm gay."
Wait,
That's
so
so
are
And
you
then she's
still
like, "Oh
friends
my
Cool.
with this?
gosh."
Are you still friends with this man to this day?
Technically,
Any
I
communication?
honestly I lost contact with all my high school friends. I haven't talked to them in a bit or at all since graduation. They just kind of stopped talking to me altogether.
Sorry.
So,
Speaking of graduation, so even though I had graduated in December, today was the officially, or yeah, today's Friday, right? Yeah, today was officially last day of the seniors for my school.
It was Summer
yeah,
Sister's
Uh,
same
last
for
day
my little
too.
sister.
so what? Also, it was it. Today was also the day where it was final that I am no longer going to walk at my graduation because that shit
August.
is made. Uh, because I don't want to be around people I hate, especially my ex again. So, uh, because the reason why I can't
You
go
should
now is
just
because they had a practice after school, and if you did not show up to the practice, you're not able to go
But
to
Gavin, you could
walk.
have
okay, but
gotten
Gavin, you should just
one.
have your you should have your dog do
What
the
a dog!
walk for you.
No, so
What the dog
what I
What?
doing?
what I'm
What?
doing is
Yeah, what the dog
I'm
doing?
doing this for
Graduating.
I'm doing this for family because I know they care more than I do. For my open house, I'm going to have it to where I don't know if my mom will actually do it or not, but I gave her the idea of like make a makeshift stage or whatever, like a puny one, and just have me walk there. And so if my
That's
family wants to see me walk, boom, there you go. Give me a piece of
that's
paper that says
gay.
I can work at McDonald's and I'll walk away.
That is
Okay.
so gay.
Uh, I just simply never cared about school, nor do I care about other than the buddies that I've made. Like, you guys know a few of them. I will not bring any of them up. Uh,
You
but
gonna keep in touch with that one?
I plan on keeping in touch with all my with that specific group. Yeah, I hope I'm able to.
All right.
As much as we argued when we were we lads, it was always over games, so it was nothing major. So I mean, they've always been a big part of my life. So I don't plan on leaving them behind if I can uh work or if I can keep it that way.
All
But
right, pause. Can we talk about how Logan Paul is actually planning on running for president in 2032 when he's old enough?
I'm voting for him,
Sounds
dude.
like
I don't know what you're talking
Kanye.
about. Low gang, am I right, guys?
The
Okay, shut the
idea
fuck up.
that this man is 27 years old, this man child is 27 years old, it's just baffling to me.
He's
That man,
27. I thought he was like 30 something.
Merch
that
link in
man
bio.
has literally disgraced my name. The
I
fact
mean,
that
look, at least he's not as bad as Jake is.
Dude,
no,
Jake has like actual brain damage though,
He
so
has
like
he has
Logan
I'm
was the one who put
convinced
the
he has
dead
CT.
body on YouTube,
I'm
bro.
convinced he has CTE and he is too afraid to admit it.
what is
What's
CTE?
what's that? Is that quick time
It's
event?
brain. So since he's gotten into boxing, right?
Yep.
There's brain damage that you get, and they call it CTE.
Mhm.
And I'm pretty sure he's got some from boxing because he's got his shit rocked.
I think he had it before he was boxing. I think he was just born with
Okay,
actual
they've
boxing.
done some dumb shit, so like there's no way they didn't have brain damage from other dumbass skits.
Sorry, when with your guys' school, did you guys have CTE?
What?
CTE.
What is
The
that?
CTE period. The
Oh, no,
career
okay.
check
The study hall.
education
So
period.
what we called it was preparing for college and careers. It was PCC.
Here it's called AP
Why
study.
don't you just call it the class no one does shit? Like, bro, like just call it what it is.
I
Stop coming
literally
up with
showed up to
brand
that
names.
class and I never did anything and I still managed to pass it.
Class with my
So
health
I
class.
am very I'm like 100%
I mean, like, how do
convinced
you
that
fail a
you
study
just kind of show up.
period?
No, like, okay, so ours
By
it was
not
like
showing
it was
up.
basically like a free period. We would literally go to our favorite computer teacher's room and hang out there and like chill and vibe.
My
This
period was a lot different than yours.
mine was we were there to like find out what we wanted to do later in life and shit and try to prepare us. And I never paid attention whatsoever.
Yeah, so mine was they split it into 3 different classes, and so you had like one teacher for third of the year, another teacher for a third, and another teacher for a third.
They had like trimesters.
Yeah, trimesters for only one class.
Yeah.
But we did the computer class, and then there was the woodworking class, and then there was some other dumb class or something.
Mhm.
Oh.
Yeah, we were never forced to do those. Those were always just optional for us. This one was just to sit down and show us kind of how to do resumes and if we knew what career path we wanted to go down.
Yeah. I don't think my teacher succeeded in that, in making me realize what career path I want to go down.
Same here, because they never said anything to do with animals. Nor did I ever think I would be doing anything with animals, nor did I think I ever wanted to. And then I started working at this daycare, and I'm like, holy
Well, I
shit,
mean, all
I
I'm
don't have to
saying,
talk to people.
all I'm saying is that was kind of foreshadowed by the one girlfriend.
Which one? I had this job before I started dating her.
Well,
Damn.
I'll just say, for those still in school, if you haven't figured it out,
Don't pay attention. It doesn't matter if
it's
you do or
fine.
don't. Homework
It's
sucks.
fine. You might not have it figured out like JoJo has it figured out. Well, I'm not saying he has it all figured out, but
It literally
I'm
he
just
knows
failing.
a path. He knows a path that he's going down.
I'm about to be kicked out of school. Don't tell
I
Summer.
feel it.
I'm
That
sorry,
would've been
what?
so much funnier
What did you
Uh,
just say?
He said goo goo gaga.
Oh, okay, sounds
because
great.
he's a little piss baby who won't do his
I'm a little
Hey,
fucking
piss baby
homework.
shut up.
bitch
No,
boy.
no, he's not. Stop talking bad about yourself. But no, all I gotta say is, topping on with the Summer. Don't stress out about what you want to do.
Yeah.
Literally, I had no idea, and then it kind of just hit me all of a sudden. Literally, it happened after I quit from my job at a restaurant called Fujiyama's, because everything there fucking sucked, especially the management. So I just quit. Mom's like, "I'm gonna take your shit away if you don't get a job."
Are we
So I
allowed to
didn't
That's
live
talk
there.
like
about your
the
brother's
Is
relationship
is that
there?
the one that the gay sex happened?
Oh, I can tell you. I'll tell you that here in a second. But actually, I probably won't, because that's kind of more personal
Yeah,
for him.
that's
And
what
I
I
don't
was
want to
asking.
No,
but literally, I downloaded the app Indeed, and the first thing that came up was a dog daycare. So it was literally
Fate. It
meant
was
to be.
fate.
Yeah, it's fate. Yeah, no, just don't worry about it. Just kind of go with the flow with it all, you guys. Yeah, just go with it.
Just if you want to be a programmer, Jobo will have a programming YouTube channel eventually.
Exactly.
Good
I
You
job.
will
might know
teach
that you want
all
to
of
be a
you.
nurse or something.
Because I
If you
already have
don't
an
know,
idea
that's
for
fine.
the main channel. I'm gonna make about video games I've
Joe's
made in
man.
the last couple weeks. But I'll definitely do some goofy ass editing shit of it. Programming.
Also, he's been making a lot of
Speaking
websites
of
too.
teaching kids
Oh yeah,
computer
I made a
stuff,
clone of YouTube, like a working clone of YouTube.
JoJo.
And yeah, JoJoTube.
speaking of teaching
Rename
kids
this to Gavin's
programming,
podcast.
I
It's the
cannot talk.
non-essentials podcast. So if he wants to take over eventually, maybe. But however,
Gavin's
he
I was
doesn't
gonna
podcast.
say
have the drive.
I am talking. I'm talking too much, so that's probably why they're saying that.
Too much isn't the issue. It's you're filling in the gaps and the emptiness,
Yeah.
which is what we need. But if you want to be a regular member, we can have you on here. You just have to stay
I do.
motivated. You can't pull a Q. You can't say I'm gonna go get some milk and then walk off.
Alright, kill yourself right now.
when have I done that? The only time I do is like one day at a time.
Yeah,
If I need a
exactly.
break, I don't show up for one day, and then the next day I'm like, okay, I'm back.
So okay, because like fun fact, we're replacing Galactic. Galactic was on here.
Yeah.
He's not banned or nothing like that. He just didn't know how to shut his ass up in terms of like talking over people. So someone would be in the middle of
Yeah.
saying something, and then he would like try to talk over them. Not like when we kind of like bump into each other when we're talking, and we let each other go. But no, so he's no longer one of the regulars, we could say, but he's not banned. We'll have him back on. We're also probably gonna open up like a waiting room y'all can sit in, and because we were gonna do
JoJo,
stage,
stop
but
making executive decisions.
I am the manager. Literally, that is my job. Suck
Wait,
my middle nut.
so-
but no.
No,
Can
we're
I-
gonna have a waiting room because we were gonna do the stage idea, but that doesn't exactly work with the podcast because it decentivizes y'all to actually hop in here. But if y'all want to like, you have a chance to pop on and say something, maybe B-dubs, you might be permanently banned from such because of the Second Amendment shit that you spewed the other day. However, these are just
We will-
ideas.
we will have someone clear it. Whatever you have to say.
Yeah, well, that's what the
Yeah.
waiting room will be for. So like, Someone can pop in there and vet what happened.
I was gonna say, I think our biggest, mine and Q's. I mean, my biggest fear of it is like we let in. No offense to you, beat up, but you ask a lot of fucking questions. I feel
Yeah.
like your biggest downfall would be you would ask one question before we ended up finishing, like answering one. You would ask another, and then it would just be an endless spiral.
See, I feel like that just
What kind
has
of
to do
questions?
with how young you
He
guys are.
so when B Dub is in call, if things get quiet, he asks questions to make people talk, and
What do you
I
mean?
like
All right, Summer.
Exactly.
exactly.
Exactly. Summer, we're kicking you off the
Except
podcast now. Thank you.
his questions might
Aw.
have a little bit more thought behind them. Uh, it's mainly like because me, JoJo, Q, and Summer, like we'll hang out and call, and we'll just sit here.
Yeah,
We'll
this just
just
seems
Our
it's
normal to
called
us.
each other's
parallel
company.
play. It's where you just
I
hang
say
out near
just
people.
each other's company is enough.
Yeah.
And if something interesting happens, we'll talk for a little bit, and then we'll go quiet. And I kind of really enjoy that.
And then JoJo goes and finds food for like 3 hours.
Either that or Summer will abduct him. It's one or the other.
Yeah, it's fun.
And
Fuck,
then JoJo gets deafened, and we
miss him.
three rounds later he'll be back.
But
Jojo.
and then another thing that I'm kind
Mm.
of worried about is like there's very I don't know how many people are trustworthy in the server, and I feel like one of if we let the wrong person join, it's
Well, see, I feel like it could be like an MVP only type thing.
I can understand that because the MVPs are trustworthy. Then yeah,
Yeah, not
B-Dubs
to
is an
say they're
MVP.
allowed, however, to
we'll
do it
we'll
automatically because they're an
we'll
MVP.
have a specific limit for B Dubs. If he
We'll
tries
have
to ask a question while we're answering one, we'll kick him.
literally a blacklist.
That
Or
could
like
work.
maybe we
No,
will
we-
ask a
like
question and then we will get their opinions as long as they stay on topic.
Like how radio hosts do.
Precisely, that
But,
way people can call in. Maybe
as
I'll
long
hook up a Google number and we'll have people call in.
say as long as B Dub is able to control himself on what questions he asks, if he's able to stay on topic, and if he's only able to ask like one at a time, I can understand. Like I wouldn't have a problem with that. It's when he asks like 20 questions in a row is when I start getting pissed off.
Yeah. Well, I think at the
JoJo
end.
and maybe Summer, they know I have a very short temper at times, depending on what mood I'm
Summer.
in.
Oh, yes, at times.
Uh, especially when I'm playing Elden Ring. But JoJo will literally say something so simple, and I'll just be in like a pissy mood, and it's just
Here's the thing though.
I don't know, JoJo. Why is it like that?
When it comes to like getting peeved, I'm not a very easily peeved
me and JoJo are
individual.
direct opposites of each other when it comes to that.
Yeah, so
That's why you guys
that's
work
true.
together.
But here's the thing though, right?
It's a beautiful
I'm doing my
relationship.
thing. I'm vibing like 90% of the time. I can get upset at stuff. It happens. But I don't get
Also,
mad at like anything.
I just
Some
want
of
to
these
say
boys
this
get mad so
fucker.
easily.
I just want to say this fucker pissed me off earlier while we were playing Apex because he was stealing my fucking loot.
I was actually on purpose loot gobbling.
And expected me to full blown rush into battle to help him. I'm like, no, fuck you.
I pulled out the loot goblin strats that I learned from Becky. And I
think
started like sliding into his loot and stealing his shit.
I was genuinely getting pissed with him. I needed shit, and he's like, I'll be taking that.
on the topic of raging, I think that you guys have really seen me grow as a person over like the past 2 years.
I don't know, man. You and Elden Ring have it's like me.
No.
It's like me and Elden Ring.
No, it's not even like I get mad. I just get like tilted, and I'm like I'm getting tilted, and then I turn off the game.
Oh no,
You don't know how to turn off the game, Gavin.
because I need to succeed. Succeeding. Something about my rages that some people might find weird is that the second I succeed, I feel so much better.
Listen, man, it's
all
not
the
my
rage. Well, not all the rage. A good portion of the rage will go away after I succeed in something, and I will feel fine until something's holding me back again, and then I'll get pissed until I succeed again, and then it's just. I don't know if JoJo has noticed. I'm pretty sure he has because he's around me like every other fucking day.
Doc.
If I'm mad at something, I let it be known that I'm fucking mad. I raise my voice and shit, and I've been told it's scary.
This
so I
is
need
what
to
we call
dial
a
it back.
character flaw.
And the second I do something good or something like that, I'm like, oh okay.
Gavin's had a lot of character growth though as well.
That's true.
He's
Oh,
so
yeah.
much better than he was. You remember when he used to bully me?
I bullied
Yes.
everyone. There
And
wasn't a single person who wasn't bullied.
now he still bullies me.
Well,
But
see, it's
like,
not like I want to hurt your feelings type way. I bully you in a friend type way, Q.
Okay,
yeah,
but
now
Banter.
it
It's
used
just
to be in the
banter.
fucking kill yourself.
Like,
you all have a story in this server and how you got here.
especially me and
Gavin's got
JoJo.
his story.
We are actually writing them down
my
on a
God.
secret private Wattpad. The history of starting from Becky's
Yes.
server and me meeting Becky when we were both still kids. And
Yes, and
where
if you
we've
want this,
gone from there.
if you want a copy, you can buy it for $30
I was
On
gonna
our
say,
Patreon.
for the
I
first
feel like
chapter.
the most growth that has happened is probably between me and JoJo.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, you used to fucking hate each other.
No.
JoJo doesn't
no,
hate
Gavin
anybody.
used to hate you.
Summer hated me,
That's
which
true.
is the funny part.
I mean,
Yeah,
like,
my philosophy on hating people is that that's a lot of
Too much
goddamn
effort.
work for no payoff.
So, and then it's slowly after certain events we will not talk about or go into too much detail. JoJo I started hanging. I hopped in call with JoJo one night, and I genuinely vibed. And I'm like, you know what? Maybe I was wrong about this guy. And then
He was in a
after
very vulnerable state, so he wasn't in a
and then
position to like be shitting
an
on me for
event
no reason.
happened, and then I just kind of started hanging around him a lot more, and I realized just how good of a person he was. And then me and him just hit it off. And then for a solid month, there was a good fucking month where I didn't get pissed at shit.
And then he
So
played the
this
god awful
is
game that is Valorant.
And
this
then
is
I
where
got
we
mad.
say there's that life lesson where you shouldn't judge someone before you get to know them.
Gavin, what game has made you rage the most? Valorant. Hands down, Valorant. Valorant.
I can
I
actually say the
I thought it was
same.
CS.
It is literally Valorant. Like, we get pissed for different reasons though. I'm god tier at Valorant, dude. I'm so good at Valorant. The shit runs like Dookie on my expensive ass
So
gaming setup. And it
what?
pisses me the shit off whenever I play Valorant. That's why I don't play it
There's
anymore.
multiple things that piss me off with Valorant. If I play with JoJo, there's two things. First off, if JoJo plays with me, I want to be as good as him, and he's a pretty good gamer, one may say. So that's gonna take a lot of effort into trying to be as good, or just maybe slightly less better than him, or like slightly better than him, one or the other. But yeah, I'm not that good of a gamer. So that would piss me off that I wasn't doing this good, and then this fucker would know. He knows when I get pissed, and he knows where to poke me to make it. He pokes the bear, and he knows he can run away from the bear.
no, literally, JoJo does that all the time.
And there's times where I genuinely don't think JoJo actually means to do it, and then there's times where JoJo
Okay,
means
here's
to
the
do
thing though. What do you mean by means to do it? Because the
it.
way I
There's
look at
times
it is I'm
there's times
not
where you
even
don't
poking.
realize there's times where you realize you don't know how you're pissing me off, and you just keep doing it because you
But
genuinely
I
don't
know
know
there's
what's
other
pissing
times
me
where
off.
I'm like, I know this will piss him
Oh,
off.
just get
Even
good.
though no, okay, even though
Just
I don't
get good at the
understand
game.
why it would piss you off. I know it'll piss you off and I still do it. So
No.
like the just
And
get
see,
good. It's not that
that's
hard.
another thing.
You know
That's
where I
another
got
thing I
that
kind of
from,
like about
right?
it.
You know where I got
Say,
that
that's,
from. I got that from
so-
you.
say something. That's something I enjoy from our friendship is the fact that he knows where to poke me when I get pissed, and while I get pissed at that point, I think back and I was like, man, fuck him, and I just laugh to myself.
Literally, JoJo
It,
says skill issue to you.
no, he just says get good,
No,
or
okay,
just get good. He said that to Frog.
a horse. It happens too as well, where he'll get really pissed when I just say, "Just get better." Like, just don't get hit when he's playing any of those type of like Souls-like games.
Like another thing I've had to talk to JoJo about is like if we play a battle royale game, he can't hot drop as much if I'm playing with
Yeah,
him.
his computer
Because
is shit,
my
and I know
PC
that
is
now.
so dog shit, it has to render when we land for me to be able to move. So I'm fine if we land in like a semi-hot spot, but we can't insta fucking drop
Which like I
and
love
instantly
insta
die.
drops because I love just dropping
He
straight to
likes
hell and
dying,
dying.
going back to lobby. I don't
Yeah,
understand what fun you get.
Okay,
yeah,
but
it's
think
fun.
about how awesome it's gonna be when you guys don't instantly die and you win
We don't.
Exactly.
the
Yeah.
area.
There's simply
Not
not
the
a time
game,
for
the
that happen.
area.
Do you guys
You'd
remember
probably
that?
die just encountering another person, another group.
Do y'all remember that one time where we all played Apex together? And Jojo and I would continuously drop us at like the portal spots on the map.
The devil's
And we
anus, yes.
Yes, and we refused to go anywhere else. I remember Gavin getting so tilted.
He
Why are we
literally
not
just solo
moving
dropped.
anywhere else? He
Because
literally
you guys
dropped
kept
us.
dropping at the. So my thing with those games is I don't like dropping at the same spot every time, and these fuckers would not drop anywhere else.
But it was the asshole. It was.
I don't care. I don't like dropping one spot every game. It makes it even more bland and boring than a battle royale already is.
Okay, so that's Gavin's preference. Your guys' preference is.
Oh, they love dropping the same spot. Hot dropping. Oh,
Oh no, I was
and
gonna,
die.
I was gonna say ass. It's their
Uh,
preference.
Yes.
I'm more of a tits guy,
Yes.
so that's why I didn't drop with them.
Oh. Yeah.
Summer, tits or ass?
You know, I'm gonna have to go with nipple.
So tits, yes
Okay,
sir.
No, just the
specify
nipple.
areola or
Tits.
nipple.
Like
No,
the
she's
nipple.
saying just the nipple.
Tits.
Just the nipple. Nah,
Titties.
tits are pretty nice.
Tatas.
The
Boobzookas.
titties are pretty nice.
Hong bong
I will admit, I do get carried. If there is a titty, I will
Dude,
get distracted.
I just want a nice pair of titties.
No, literally. Oh shit! I remember we were at Disneyland on our vacation with
yeah.
our family,
Oh,
and this
Jesus
woman
Christ.
walks past. We're in like the queue, right?
This is a family place. Why are you talking? Why are you focused on titties there?
No, literally, there's this
Okay,
lady with some
but
big ass titties that was walking by, and I
her titties were
glance, and I
hanging
see them. I see them, right? And I look away because I'm a dude, right? You can't be staring. That's weird.
One
So I
slip
see
up
him, and then I look over at Summer, and she's like staring as the woman's walking past. I'm just
she's
like,
just like-
Summer.
It's like you look over and she's fucking drooling and shit.
She basically was.
I think I was.
She's
It's
got
like-
the cartoon
There's a little
eyes going.
moisture on the side of
You got
my
the
lip.
fucking like you got the fucking eyes and shit, and then you have the awooga.
No,
Your eyes popping
deep
out.
inside of Summer's brain, she was thinking, "Humana, humana, humana, awooga, awooga."
Exactly.
Yeah. She
Yeah.
has her little Freudian slips sometimes, right?
Yeah. I turn to Jojo and I go, I shouldn't have stared that long. I shouldn't have. Should I?
It's like, yeah, you shouldn't have, but you did, and it was
She
very
goes-
obvious.
She just goes, maybe I'm not as straight as I thought I was.
and then she walks past again, going the opposite direction in the same line, and I just like hide myself looking in the opposite direction, like.
Yeah, because the line comes, it
No.
wraps back around like 3 different times. But,
You should have come up to her and said, "Ma'am, you have nice titties. Can I have your snap?"
bro, she was like a MILF, all right? Summer would
Yo.
not have gotten very far.
You got nice tits. I got nice tits. Let's exchange snap.
It's like that one clip. It's that one clip of sexual harassment in the workplace where it's like, word around the office is you've got word around the office is you've got a fat cock. I've got a fat cock too. Maybe we should rub our fat cocks together sometime.
I know what that
Lord.
reference
What?
is from. I've seen that video before.
Have you not seen that, JoJo?
I've seen
not,
that
but
clip.
we
I've
can
seen
watch
that
it
clip
afterwards.
on TikTok. It's
I
funny.
love that so
No,
much.
he's not 18, Jojo.
What? I thought it was like
it's
a
on
YouTube
YouTube.
video.
It's fine. No, yeah, it's on YouTube
Ah.
because
Um,
it's actually not sexual at all. Is the thing.
It's about sexual harassment in the workplace, like a comedy
Yeah.
sketch of it, right?
No,
Yeah.
it's like an actual.
No,
Like,
it's
No,
genuine.
that's not genuine. No
No,
way.
it's
That's
genuine.
no way
It's
that line
genuine.
is genuine.
You
it's a
can't-
genuine line.
You're
Are
literally
you
pulling
telling
my
me-
leg, bro.
Are you? No, he's pulling your fat cock.
Your fat cock and balls.
Oh my lord.
Maybe you guys should rub. I take that.
All right, I think
statement
this
back.
is where we end it. We I don't know
Should-
how long were these supposed to go for? An hour? 2 hours? Hour, right?
I don't know. I was gonna say maybe
We
we
never
could.
discussed this. We were just
I
gonna
kinda-
keep talking until we were done.
Honestly, I kind of just I enjoy kind of just doing this. We can go for like another. We can go
Nah,
till
so
midnight,
me and Summer
We
we
should
gotta get
ask-
going. So we're
We
gonna
could-
wrap
I was
up
gonna say
here.
we could top the hour.
Okay,
off.
but would chat prefer, like, next time we have a podcast, would they prefer us giving them advice? Would they prefer us telling funny, silly stories of our childhood or something?
I hate
dude,
that.
I can give you a sneak peek of my childhood right now. It's pretty funny because it's still torturing me to
Okay,
this day.
okay.
I'm in the midst of my
okay,
No,
we'll
no,
do
no,
that
no,
next
no,
time.
no,
We'll
no.
do that
Don't
one
spoil.
next time.
Don't spoil.
Yeah, we'll do silly stories next
You
time
see
of our
this
childhood.
dude fucked another dude, and then they had a dude.
Fantastic. All right. So
But
I'm
great
gonna
synthesis
task
comatose
Q
state.
with
Hold on,
summing up
hold
what
on.
this podcast was about. He's got to watch
Yeah.
the 140 and then give me a title to put on YouTube when we re-upload this, and then y'all can go follow the
Dude,
YouTube
I don't know
channel
why
and this
I
podcast.
felt like giving like a little sentimental message, but if Q's gonna do
Go.
that, go ahead.
No. I'm saying that's Gavin's message, or sorry, that's Q's homework for the since he's a key
Oh, okay.
holder. Gavin can end us off though.
But so earlier in this, we were talking about. It was very brief, but we all talked about how we've all been going through little mental phases, right? All not the best. I just want to say, if anybody anybody listening to this at all is going through any of that, please
Kill yourself.
no, shut the fuck up,
Shut
Q.
up.
This is me being genuine to all of you. Yes, I know I can be a bully at times, but if there's ever a time where you guys even need anyone to talk to, please feel free to reach out. I don't care what time it is if you guys just need to vent at all. My DMs will always be open. I can't say the same for them, but I feel like they will also welcome
Mine
it.
are currently open. That might change quite soon here once his podcast blows up. Thanks to Gavin.
I
Mine are
do genuinely care
Mine are
about
open.
everyone in chat as much as I seem like I'm just a douche, and I do genuinely care about all of you guys, and I hope that all of you guys, no matter what you're going through, if you are going through anything, you guys are able to get through it. And if you ever need help, just feel free to reach out.
All right. On that note,
All
thank
right.
you all for showing up. Thank you, Summer, for showing up late, even though you're supposed to be here an hour and a half ago.
I'm very sorry.
Shame.
Thank you,
I'm very
Q,
sorry.
for
Yep.
helping revive the podcast. Thank you, Gavin, for joining us and hopefully joining future ones. All right. We're gonna dip out for the night. Remember, don't do drugs, but if you do, stay in school. Goodbye.